the kid's confidence too. Like
Yes.
he's coming off a
one.
really bad game, right?
Absolutely.
He's coming off a really bad game or a rough game because I don't blame him for.
It was
I don't put a lot of blame on him.
Right.
He's coming off a really rough game, and for Nagy to like dance around the like you saw the injury to Andy Dalton, like you saw like the dude can't even walk, and you don't know who the starter is. Like if that's me, I'm that afternoon, I'm committed. Like Justin's our starter until Andy is healthy enough to go.
Like, why is he so much more worried or catering to a quarterback who's not our future as opposed to the guy
That's what I said.
we all know is going to be the guy for this franchise? Maybe our first true franchise quarterback.
It's like he doesn't want to hurt his feelings, but Green Bay will hurt Aaron Rodgers' feelings. And another stat, I know, isn't that crazy? Another stat that came out that I read on Twitter. So take that for what it is. But it does make sense. Is the time that Justin Fields had to make his reads were something other? It was like just under 1 second, or the average time is like 2.3 something seconds. So, what are your thoughts on that? And like, do you think Andy Dalton would have had any more success?
No, we wouldn't have had any success. The Browns would have just absolutely destroyed us, no matter what.
I agree.
No matter
I
what.
think it would have. The score would have been.
Matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been any different. I agree.
It doesn't matter. I think it wouldn't have mattered what quarterback you put back there. You can't ask a rookie quarterback to go through 4 different reads and then check it down in less than 1 second. It's you can't do that.
Jason Peters add any extra protection to the offensive line.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was one-on-ones.
He didn't even move people around at all.
With Myles Garrett?
Get Jason Peters too? His old ass? Like, no, it's just no way. Hey, Dono Hype from Ross. Thanks, Ross. I appreciate all you being on the show too a couple times with my guys.
He says Nagy's McDonald dad is the future of his career.
Oh my God, probably.
That's where he
I hope
belongs.
so. We hope so, huh?
That just doesn't show good leadership too, though, because like for Fields, even if he had a bad game, Mac Jones threw 2 picks, and Bill's still in both of his pressers he was behind him. We're even McDaniels, we're behind him 100%. He's our guy. We're nothing but like you can't destroy a kid's confidence like that. You gotta show him that even if it's a rough start, you gotta stick with him. You gotta be behind him and you gotta stick with him.
Yep.
One of the things I felt like was that Nagy, one of the things that's inexcusable, that his game plan was not set up to protect Fields. A lot of people have talked about this too, and we all kind of agree. Like you need to roll him out more. You need to have a bootleg. When people are chasing him, give him time to run. When you just have him take these 6-step drops, he's meat. It's meat. So it was inexcusable.
Even the Cleveland Browns defensive players were saying,
I
can't believe what they were doing.
Exactly.
What they weren't doing. It was a field day for the
one of the biggest weapons that Justin Fields has is not only can he make plays with his legs, he can extend them, but like he's good on the run. He's good throwing on the run.
He is.
Yep.
And what like we talked about this off camera for a couple minutes. One of the easiest ways to help like lessen that like stress of a bad offensive line is to just get him away from it, roll him away from pressure, or get him moving and get him out so he can use his legs and give it. And if he needs to roll out, he can give himself that extra half second, 3/4 of a second to find at least a check down, if anything.
And I absolutely, I love that it was a thing where he kind of, he was that one throw that I keep on referencing. It's on my channel actually. That I it's like one of the greatest throws I've ever seen a Bears quarterback ever throw. The bar is low, but anyway, he threw it in the back of the end zone in triple coverage in preseason. That was just unbelievable. So if we see more of that, and that was on the run, it was on the run. So if we see more of that, I mean, the sky is the limit. What were you going to say there?
And we'll see. We'll see on Sunday because I fully expect Justin Fields to be the quarterback. Because again, Andy Dalton he's not ready. He's not ready to come back. And I don't think Foles is going to be under center at all. So it's going to be Justin Fields, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they game plan for the Detroit Lions. Another thing that Matt Nagy would not address was who's going to be play calling on Sunday. He says, we're going to handle this in-house, and we're not going to address the media about this. And that gives me a glimmer of hope that Bill Lazor will be the one calling the plays on Sunday against the Detroit Lions, because he generates more offense when he's calling the plays versus Matt Nagy, and that shouldn't be a shocker.
Now, I've heard that's been an argument of Bears fans for a while, is that Nagy should give play calling to someone else because of the lack of creativity in it.
If that's the case, then he should be fired. If that's the case, if you're the offensive coach and you can't handle play calling, you should probably be fired. I'm just saying. Like, would you agree with that? Like,
yeah, I think he should have been fired Monday.
I
think he's lost the locker room. I think he's lost the respect of his players, the media, everybody. He needs to be gone. His time is done.
I was a Matt Nagy defender.
Show now.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And my next question actually leads into that perfectly. If we did move on from Matt Nagy, would you have any ideas? Would you want offensive, defensive? What would be your philosophy moving forward with Justin Fields?
With Justin Fields, I mean, a part of me wouldn't mind having an offensive-minded coach. I remember me and Sean were talking about this a few days ago. We were talking and spitballing around some good coaching candidates for my Chicago Bears. And he was telling me that his offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys might be available during this offseason to be hired. So I don't know. Maybe we got offensive coordinator. But I wouldn't mind going back to a defensive-minded coach. I mean, when I look back, my fondest years of my adulthood of being a Bears fan was when we were under Lovie Smith. That was a great time.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You were in the Urlacher jersey. Yeah. So I mean, go back to our roots, go back to our heart and soul, which is defense, running the ball, and having Justin Fields
the defense got that. The defense got them to that The defense got them to that Super Bowl.
Yeah, so many turnovers.
That defense got like
Thomas Jones and
all the way to the Super
Benson.
Bowl.
Yeah, they were amazing. That was great.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know if I really have the greatest confidence in the world of our front office in doing what's right for the Chicago Bears, because we got it wrong so much since Lovie Smith and a lot wrong before Lovie Smith. So it'd be nice to have a competent coach who has the respect of his players and will do what's best for the team and not just be stubborn and set in his ways. I'm tired. Mark Trestman was that way. The locker room, he lost that. That was a horrible time for Chicago Bears.
The system or nothing.
John Fox, he was. The players loved him, but my goodness, we were horrible offensive.
Terrible team.
And we just didn't win a whole lot of games under John Fox. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about what we do from here. But if we fire Matt Nagy during this during the season, that's something that the Chicago Bears just are not known for doing. We've never fired a head coach during the season, but if we did, I wouldn't mind Bill Lazor becoming interim coach for the rest of the season and him calling the plays. I'd be fine with that.